Hello and welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll find the most recent news, entertaining moments, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. The Big Brother Season 27 finale delivered the heartfelt farewells, crowning moments, and one unexpected revelation that quickly became the most talked-about surprise of the night. As confetti settled and the house lights dimmed for the final time, Rylie Jeffries and Katherine Woodman took center stage to address the question that had followed them for weeks. Where do they really stand now? For much of the season, Rylie and Katherine's relationship was a complicated blend of alliance, rivalry, friendship, and something more. From late-night strategy talks to tension hinting at deeper feelings simmering just below the surface, viewers observed their bond develop in real time. By finale night, fans weren't just invested in who would win the game, they wanted clarity on whether the connection between these two strong personalities would survive outside the Big Brother house. A season built on trust and fractures. From the earliest weeks of Season 27, Rylie Jeffries emerged as a passionate, emotionally driven competitor. She played hard, spoke her mind, and never shied away from confrontation when she felt misunderstood. Katherine Woodman, on the other hand, established herself as a calm, analytical, and socially adept individual. On paper, they seemed like opposites. That contrast served as the basis for a potent alliance in practice. Their partnership wasn't without cracks. Strategic disagreements and shifting loyalties put strain on their trust, particularly as the numbers dwindled and every decision carried heavier consequences. Still, even during moments of visible frustration, neither seemed willing to fully turn their back on the other. Fans quickly picked up on the underlying chemistry, speculating whether the intensity between them went beyond gameplay. Social media lit up week after week with debates. Were they playing each other? Was it all a plan? Or was something real developing under the house's pressure? On finale night, the question takes center stage. As the finale unfolded, host Julie Chen Munvis guided the finalists through their reflections on the season. The jury's comments and the crowning of the winner shifted the focus to the individual journeys of the house guests. Rylie and Katherine gained prominence at that point. Inquiring about the development of their relationship since leaving the house, Julie directly addressed the room's elephant. The camera cut to Rylie first, who took a noticeable breath before answering, an unmistakable sign that what she was about to say mattered deeply to her. Rylie began by stating, "Everything is amplified inside the house. There is no way out of your feelings, your anxieties, or your relationships. What Katherine and I had was real in that environment, but it was also shaped by the game." The tone was set right away by her sincerity. Rather than leaning into a fairy tale ending or a dramatic breakup narrative, Rylie made it clear she wanted to speak with nuance. Katherine's perspective, grounded and clear. Katherine followed with her own reflection, staying true to the measured approach that defined her season-long gameplay. She stated, "Rylie and I challenged each other constantly. Sometimes that brought us closer, and sometimes it pushed us apart. However, I never questioned the respect there." She acknowledged that the bond they formed was intense, but also emphasized how different life feels outside the Big Brother bubble. Both women were able to take a step back and reevaluate what they truly desired without competitions dictating their day-to-day routines or cameras rolling around the clock. Katherine's words resonated with fans who appreciated the maturity in her response. There was no bitterness, no blame, just a clear-eyed assessment of two people who shared something meaningful in a very unique setting. The honest, unexpected update for fans. Then came the moment that surprised many viewers. Rather than confirming a romance or announcing a clean break, Rylie and Katherine revealed that their relationship is still evolving. Rylie provided an explanation. "We're not labeling anything right now. We're talking, checking in, and giving ourselves space to figure out how this connection looks in the real world." Katherine nodded in agreement. She went on to say, "There's no pressure. We owe it to ourselves to move forward with thoughtfulness because we both went through something intense." For a fandom accustomed to dramatic declarations and definitive answers, this measured honesty felt refreshing. Rylie and Katherine offered a headline that was more realistic rather than neat, serving as a reminder that real relationships don't always fit neat categories. Fans react: support, debate, and relief. Almost instantly, social media erupted. The fact that neither woman felt pressured into defining their relationship for the sake of appearances pleased some fans. Others debated whether this update signaled a future romance or a gentle transition into friendship. Rylie was particularly praised for her vulnerability. Her emotional intensity was frequently scrutinized throughout the season, but on her finale night, she revealed a more reflective, grounded, and self-aware side to the audience. Katherine, meanwhile, earned admiration for maintaining consistency. Her finale comments aligned perfectly with the thoughtful, intentional persona she displayed throughout the season, reinforcing why so many houseguests trusted her judgment inside the game. Retrospectively and without regret. One of the most powerful aspects of their update was the absence of regret. Both women made it clear they wouldn't change how things unfolded. "I learned a lot about myself through Katherine," Rylie said. "Even the difficult times taught me something." Katherine echoed that sentiment. "No matter where we land, I value what we shared in that house." Those statements spoke to a lot of people, especially those who have been watching Big Brother for a long time and are aware of how uncommon it is for relationships formed in such extreme circumstances to end without animosity. What comes next for Rylie and Katherine? While the finale didn't offer definitive answers, it did provide clarity in another sense. Rylie Jeffries and Katherine Woodman aren't chasing a narrative, they're prioritizing honesty, communication, and personal growth. Both hinted they plan to stay in touch as they transition back into normal life, balancing post-show opportunities with the need for privacy. Fans know one thing for sure. Whatever happens next will be on their terms, regardless of whether that leads to a deeper romantic connection or a lasting friendship. A real lifelike final surprise. The most memorable part of the season's conclusion was not about votes or strategy, rather it was about authenticity. This was in a season that was full of surprises, high-stakes gameplay, and twists. Rylie and Katherine's relationship update stood out precisely because it avoided spectacle. Instead, it offered something rare in reality television, a candid acknowledgement that human connections are complicated, especially when forged under extraordinary circumstances. As Season 27 fades into Big Brother history, the legacy of Rylie Jeffries and Katherine Woodman's bond will linger, not because it fit a perfect storyline, but because it reflected something genuinely human. And for many fans, that honesty was the biggest win of the night.
Big Brother 27 finale delivered everything that fans had hoped for. Tears, tension, shocking revelations, and one final emotional turn of events that kept viewers buzzing long after the final vote was read. While the spotlight naturally shone on the season's winner and the game-defining moves that led to finale night, it was the relationship update from Rylie Jeffries and Katherine Woodman that became one of the most talked-about moments of the night. Throughout the season, Rylie and Katherine's bond was one of the most closely watched dynamics in the house, as what started out as a cautious alliance gradually grew into something much more substantial. The line between a genuine emotional connection and a strategic partnership became blurred. By the time finale night arrived, fans were desperate for answers. Were they still together? Was it real, or was it just another Big Brother showdown that was put on the back burner for the sake of gameplay? As it turns out, the truth was far more complicated and far more heartfelt. A connection that grew under pressure. Rylie Jeffries entered the Big Brother 27 house with a reputation for intensity. From day one, she played hard, spoke honestly, and wore her emotions on her sleeve. On the other hand, Katherine Woodman brought a calmer, more critical energy to the game. Their differences initially placed them on opposite sides of early season debates, but it didn't take long for mutual respect to turn into trust. Their late-night conversations became a staple of the live feeds. While other house guests whispered strategy, Rylie and Katherine talked about life outside the house, family expectations, and the pressure of being constantly watched. Fans quickly picked up on the chemistry, even when both women insisted they were just allies. But Big Brother has a way of stripping walls down. As alliances shifted and betrayals piled up, Rylie and Katherine increasingly leaned on each other, not just for game advice, but for emotional grounding. The strain of strategy and survival. As the season progressed, the relationship faced real challenges. Rylie's aggressive gameplay made her a polarizing figure, drawing criticism from both house guests and viewers. Katherine, often caught in the middle, struggled to balance loyalty to Rylie with her own path forward in the game. At one pivotal moment, Katherine voted in a way that directly hurt Rylie's position. The fallout was immediate and raw. Cameras captured their tense confrontation, with Rylie questioning whether Katherine's feelings were real or just another layer of strategy. For many fans, that moment marked the possible end of their connection. Yet even after the betrayal, the bond never fully disappeared. Instead, it evolved, less romantic, more cautious, but still undeniably present. Katherine was clearly shaken when Rylie was about to be evicted, and she fought back tears as she said her goodbyes. Reunion on finale night. All of the house guests reunited on finale night, and the chemistry between Rylie and Katherine was hard to ignore. Sitting just a few seats apart, they exchanged nervous glances as the host teased unfinished business among the cast. Rylie didn't hesitate when asked directly about their relationship. She stated, "Everything in that house is amplified. The connections, the feelings, they are real, but they are also put to the test in unexpected ways." Katherine followed with a candid admission of her own. "What Rylie and I shared was real, but the game complicated things. I had to make decisions for my own survival, and that came at a cost." The honesty of the exchange silenced the studio. Rather than offering a fairy tale ending or a dramatic breakup, both women chose vulnerability over spectacle. Where they stand now. When the host directly inquired, "Are you currently together?" it marked the moment that fans had been waiting for. Rylie smiled, softly, not defensively, a stark contrast to her competitive persona in the house. "We're taking it slow," she said. "There's a lot to process outside these walls. We care about each other deeply, but we want to see who we are without the game." Katherine nodded in agreement. "We owe it to ourselves to figure that out privately. No cameras, no strategy, just real life." While not conclusive, the response was sincere, and for many fans, that was more satisfying than any neatly packaged romance. Fan reactions exploded online. Within minutes of the finale airing, social media lit up. Some fans praised the pair for their maturity and honesty, applauding them for refusing to force a label on something born under extraordinary circumstances. Others were more divided, reigniting debates about loyalty, betrayal, and whether Katherine had truly done Rylie wrong. Still, one sentiment was nearly universal. Whatever their future holds, Rylie and Katherine's relationship was one of the most authentic storylines of Big Brother 27. Unlike showmances that feel performative or fleeting, theirs unfolded slowly, painfully, and imperfectly, much like real relationships do. A relationship bigger than the game. It is abundantly clear, looking back on the season, that Rylie and Katherine's bond went beyond the game. It influenced votes, reshaped alliances, and forced both women to confront uncomfortable truths about trust and self-preservation. For Rylie, the relationship softened her edges, revealing a more vulnerable side beneath her fierce exterior. For Katherine, it challenged her carefully calculated approach, reminding her that emotions can be just as powerful as strategy. Their story has already made a lasting impression on the season, regardless of whether they end up together or not. Moving forward after the finale. In post-show interviews teased during the finale, both Rylie and Katherine hinted at continued communication and a desire to support one another outside the game. Friends, at the least, seem certain. Something more? Only time will tell. A reminder that human connection does not end when the confetti falls is what Big Brother 27 ultimately offered through their story, rather than a guaranteed romance. As the house lights dimmed and the winner celebrated, Rylie and Katherine shared one last quiet moment, an exchange of smiles that said more than any dramatic declaration ever could. And for fans who followed every look, every argument, and every late-night conversation, that small moment might have been the most genuine ending of all.